Hey, everybody. Today we're talking about connecting with your target market. Someone asked me, how do I connect with my target audience if they are different from me? This is a great question. So I'm going to answer it in this episode. Stick around.
You're listening to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast.
Welcome to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast. And now your host, Meliss Jakubovic.
So I always say that you really need to understand who your target market is. Who is that dream customer? What are their thoughts and their feelings, their day-to-day lifestyle? What do they do? What do they think? What do they believe? How do they feel? So important that you really understand them on a deep level. Now, for coaches and healers, your dream clients are very often who you used to be. That means that maybe you went through some traumatic experience, you've come out on the other end of it, and now you want to explain to people how you did it so that they can do the same. So now you're on one side of the fence, you've completed this transformation, and you can relate to the people who are where you used to be, which means that your target market is usually you a few steps ago. However, that is not always the case. So if your dream clients are very different from you, I want you to ask yourself, are we really that different? Because someone who is at a beginner stage, if you are at a more advanced level, you may still have a lot in common. And you might look back and go, wow, they're so different from me because I'm so far ahead. But the truth is, they are like your past self. So there is some commonality there. Now, if you have picked a target market that really has nothing to do with anything that you have gone through, it's going to be a little bit more tricky to connect with these people. So the very first thing you need to do is figure out, who are these people? What do they believe? What are their thoughts? And how do they go through life? So the first thing I want you to understand is that your talents, your offerings, and your stellar services need to be presented to the right people at the right time. And understanding exactly who you're talking to when it comes to your marketing or your content creation and your sales conversions dramatically improves the way you solve these challenges for your current and your future clients. So the bottom line is that getting to know your perfect client really well not only boosts your conversion rates, but it also ensures that you're serving precisely who you're meant to serve so that you can get real results. The good news is that social media and the internet in general, all the different platforms and running ads and blogs and all of these things, it makes it much easier than it ever has before in marketing to really get the answers that you need and gather those together to come up with an idea and really dive deep into who your dream clients are and what their wants are, their desires, their dreams, and even their challenges that they're going through. So you really need to gather this information. It's important that you have it because everything else that you do starts from here. So the first step is to just build out your ideal client profile. Sometimes we call this your avatar or your ICA. And the purpose of this exercise is to really understand the thoughts and the feelings, the behaviors, the interests, everything like that of your dream clients. And so what we want to do is we want to have a clear representation of who that dream client is. So what you can do is come up with a fictional character. Think about what they look like, and I want you to name them. So give them a name because it's a fun exercise, and then it's like, oh yeah, this is who I help. Now, when I first started, I was helping men and women, and my client avatars' names were Jessica and Greg. And I knew that if I'm talking to Jessica, this is where she shops and this is what she thinks and this is what her family looks like. And if I'm talking to Greg, this is where he has his concerns and his worries and this is what his day-to-day looks like. Now, I have niched down tremendously since when I first started, so I don't have Jessica and Greg anymore. But I want you to come up with your avatar's name. Think about what they do for a living. What is their occupation or their profession? Where do they work? Give me details about that job day to day. How many hours are they working a week? How do they feel about their job? Where are they located? In which country? In which state? How did they become located there? Were they born there and they've never left? Did they marry someone and move there? Did they go to college and then stay? Maybe they got a promotion and they moved there. Maybe they're in the army and they're moving around. It's all important part of building out this avatar. Are you tired of trying to figure things out on your own and then finding expensive solutions online? I've got just the thing for you. Check out all my business building and mindset kits. They're jam-packed with value. Starting at just $7, they'll help you take the actionable steps you need to get your business moving in the right direction. Visit learn.abundantstrategy.com to see the ever-growing collection of kits. Happy learning! And then I want you to think about their salary range, their age, their gender, their education, their family life, and most importantly, their goals and their challenges. Like, what type of lifestyle does this person look forward to having one day? What do they desire to have? And what are the obstacles that they have right now that are keeping them from achieving that lifestyle that they want? So some questions you might want to ask yourself are, what do you do? What is your job? And who do you do it for? This will help you figure out who you help. What kind of person has the most to gain from the services that you provide? And where would that person hang out on the internet? Maybe they join Facebook groups. Which type of Facebook groups would they join? Maybe they're on LinkedIn. Maybe you find them on TikTok. So where do they hang out? And if they were on Instagram, who would they be following? What big influencers would they be following? And what type of words are they searching for online in Google or on Pinterest or on YouTube? All of this is really important. I want you to think of it as though you are being a detective and you're doing research to find out what this dream client is up to. Because once you understand all the ins and outs of that and you get really, really specific on it, then we can go beyond the basics. Then we can start giving them some personality. So think about, what type of books do they read? What's their favorite genre? Is it spirituality, self-help, fiction? Do they have any heroes? Who are those heroes or their influencers? What are their hobbies? Have they been doing it their whole life, or did they just pick up a new hobby? And where does this person get their news from? Do they scroll Facebook and click on the news? Do they listen to late night comedy talk show hosts to get the news? Do they go to CNN or NPR or Fox News or BBC, or if you're in a different country, anything else? All of these things matter. So think about that. What are their guilty pleasures? What do they love to do? And what does their average day look, both professionally and personally? And when you ask these questions, you're going to start to understand where they're coming from. Again, we're using empathy. We're putting ourselves in their shoes. What are their passions? What are their problems? What are their struggles? What do they really want? What gets them very excited? After you've done this, we're going to dive into their social behavior and figure out how they make decisions. So think about the words and the phrases that they search for online. Or if they're subscribed to different email newsletters, which ones are they subscribed to? Is it the science newsletter? Is it a parenting magazine? Is it an entrepreneur newsletter? What type of social media do they use? Which platform are they on? What keywords are they searching for? What language do they use when they describe their problem? After you've figured out all of this, now you need to go figure out where they're showing up online, and that's where you need to be. That's how you're going to connect with your target audience, because now you've put yourself in their shoes. Now you understand their deepest desires and the way they live their life. And now you find out where they're hanging online and you show up there. So now you can relate to them because you really understand them on a deep level. And then you create content that they want, as in they want to hear. Maybe you're educating them. Maybe you're encouraging them. Maybe you're entertaining them. And you're also going to create content that they need, content that maybe gives them some tips and tricks to get them to achieve a small result. But you want to help them create a transformation, big and small transformation, so that they keep coming back for more. And if you're writing content that means a lot to them, and you know what means a lot to them because you just did this whole research as a detective, if you're writing content that means a lot to them, they are going to see you as the go-to person. And that's going to position you as the authority in your industry, the expert in your space. And they're going to keep coming back for more and more and more. And that's how you connect with your target audience, even if they are different from you. I hope this helps. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast at www.marketingtipswithmeliss.com.
Oh, wait, before you go, I've got a special invitation for you, so listen up. Join thousands of spiritual women, entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, and business owners in a cozy community to learn effective and aligned strategies to grow and scale your business through organic marketing and so much more. I'm inviting you to join my free community called the Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs to lift one another up in business, spirituality, finances, and emotional support. Visit spiritualwomenentrepreneurs.com. See you on the inside.